We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General, A60 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to Nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
Clear. I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.
What up, T? Oh, I forgot to tell you, we live on YouTube only. Let me put that up.
I was about to say because I was looking to try to share. I got you.
Yeah. What up, everybody? What up? And I'm going to post it to groups. And then you'll be able to see it, bro. 1 second. Oh.
Where are you putting it? Because I'm trying to.
It's on my page and it's in all the groups. It's on my page and it's in all the groups.
Oh, moving slow tonight, Playboy.
Huh?
I said it's moving slow. Usually I get it right away when you
No, refresh your page. It should be on my page.
Just did. Oh, I got you.
We live. Check us out. Check us out. Check us out. It's gonna be slower numbers, but you know what? We're going to be on YouTube going forward. Check us out. Do your shares.
I'm doing it now, brother.
LJ, can we get a like, brother? Can you hit like? Just hit the like button. You know? Hey, we got some good topics tonight. Woo! Yeah, we got some night here.
My joints is out, cuz.
Ready? It's your boy PH the Prez, Mr. Above 140, and I'm here with the co-host.
It's your boy Coach Career, the General, A60 Army.
So Tito, topic number 1. There was some conversation last week, Tito, about Central, and it's a conversation you and I have had
numerous times
about whether a conference or a league is racist. We're not saying any league is racist, just to be clear. But it was a topic of conversation of individuals calling a league racist, saying they don't want to offer games. So let me tell you what I did personally. And I told you.
I got a call.
I know. Somebody just told me you actually talked to somebody. I'll let you go first. Go.
No, I'm not. Go ahead. You create the dialogue. I just want to. This is from a direct affiliate, a president. I can't mention the names.
Yep, I know what it is. And mine is too, right?
Right. I can't mention the names, but go ahead.
But I think we'll be on different. You're going to explain the side, and I'm going to explain the side. The viewers can decide what they want. I can care less. It don't. affect me as a league because it's not my league. But I thought it was important. So what I did, Tito, was I ended up speaking with some Central Mass folks. After hearing about it, I said, listen, I'm getting phone calls and text messages about this situation. What information can you give me? Before I talk about this story, I think it's important that we allow you guys to have some say-so in this situation, right? So, Nate, what up?
What's going on, Nate?
I said, give me some information. Now, Tito, to predicate it, the thought process is they don't want to play us because we're black minority teams. That's the framing around the term they're being racist towards us. Give me the info you got out, and then I'll opine. That's the story.
There's a couple moving parts, though.
They don't want to face any teams in the city. It's sad. Okay, go ahead.
I believe there's a part of that. I do believe there's a part of that. But I also believe there's a bigger conversation to that, which really has nothing to do with this. But my question is, and I was trying to have this conversation with them before we got on, is you remember they had this thing called the Alliance or whatever, where Connecticut, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, they were, I thought they were going to all try to schedule together. For some reason, that didn't happen. It sounds like New England and Connecticut scheduled together and Cmass just completely opted out. That's the story I'm hearing. They're not giving anybody games, which from a business point of view and an administration point of view, I could understand why Cmass wouldn't, especially knowing some of the dynamics in history with teams that left Cmass to go to the other league. So do I think it's completely racist? I believe there's a component of it that is. But I also believe there's some business strategy there as well, where it doesn't make sense for Cmass to give them the games. I could be wrong. I'm just speaking from a person that knows.
No, but okay, let me ask you a
both
question.
sides of the story.
From the contact you had, what was their perspective? Now your contact.
They completely iced them out. They completely iced them out,
All
and
right.
not just them. That whole league, that whole chapter of people, not just them.
So I spoke with Cmass people. I'm going to tell you what they're saying. Again, I don't have a side. I'm going to tell you what's being said. Also, Tito, I was sent text messages of conversations. So I know what some individual players actually said because I have the text messages, Tito. Now, I'm not going to read them verbatim because people will probably know who it is. But let me give you an example of things that was said to me. They said to me, Tito, that originally, Tito, there was an alliance league, like you said. This is the other side. And that there was a schedule created where they had games. Where the individual mass teams decided they didn't want to travel to Connecticut. So 2 weeks before the season, what transpired was the mass teams went to Central Mass and said, listen, we don't want to go to Connecticut. We don't care about the Connecticut AYF teams not having games or having to get taken off of ours. You guys just give us games. Take care of us so we don't have to travel there. In Connecticut, they don't got games. They have to worry about themselves. Cmass then opted out, Tito, and said, we're not changing our entire schedule to accommodate you guys. On top of it, we would screw over Connecticut because they expect you guys to play against them. And I was told the mass teams didn't really give a damn. We don't care. Don't nobody want to drive down there. And I also was told, T, that Cmass right now did give them games weekly. They filled the bye schedules off of the Cmass schedule. Now, somebody said to me, and I got a text message saying it was a lie, but somebody said to me just last Thursday or this Thursday, one of them, it ain't Thursday yet. Just last Thursday, one of the Mass AYF teams canceled out on one of the Cmass teams up in New Hampshire and left the Cmass programs in kind of a box because, Tito, I make room for you in my league and then you can't sue on my team. Guess what my team say to me? The hell are you doing, Phil? You took West Elmwood off of my schedule to give me X to accommodate them, and then X doesn't play. Why are we accommodating them? That's what I was told. Again, I don't have nobody's schedule. I don't have any of that. I got a couple text messages that does seem to suggest there are some crossover games scheduled. I don't know how many. I don't have nobody's schedule. You know what I'm saying? Now, did they originally agree and turn their back? Possibly. I don't know. I do have text messages to suggest there was some crossover games that were then switched up. In fact, Tito, one of the crossover games in this text message suggests that one of the teams changed over to play a Blackstone team and left Cmass out in the cold. Again, that's just the text message I got. True or false, I don't know. You can read it, Tito, for yourself. I just sent it to you. And so it begs the question, Tito. Obviously, I think in every dynamic of youth football, there's some subset of people that don't want to play against the others. When I first heard the story, I said to myself, maybe they don't want to play because you and I both know this, Tito, and we talk about this. In those independent leagues, you don't typically see scores hit the internet. 65-7, 38-0, 99 to donut, and this. Maybe they were afraid of that. But in talking to the Central Mass people and hearing you out from that, it don't seem like it had nothing to do with that. They just got a discrepancy on you saying they was X'd out. They saying, no, we accepted them. We gave them games. And they wanted to F everybody to accommodate themselves. I'll turn it back over to you.
Again, I do believe there's a component that they don't want to deal with some of those teams. Like, because we see it here locally, right? Like, we know the landscape around us, and we know the leagues that have been basically I want to look for the right word. Exclusive, right? Like it's exclusive to a certain set of demographics. So I do believe there's a component that probably is not on the up and up, but I also believe there's a business and political component to it, like everything else. We know that there was a major player from that league that jumped ship last minute last year or whatever during the season, and I believe there's a part of that because they're involved with them. And I also believe there's a part of the behaviors that goes on with some of these programs. I just don't think it's one thing. I think it's a combination of everything. And Cmass is just opting to stay within the confines of their league.
But I'm confused though. And help me, am I wrong? If I have a league, Tito, and you got a league, Tito, and let's say Kel got a league, I am not obligated to do you a damn thing for you.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't understand why.
Agreed.
I'm going to give an example, Tito. People called me for games. You know that, right? You was aware.
Of course.
I said no, Tito. I ain't say no
it.
because we're racist. I said no because it's a business move.
Right. We got our own reasons, our own hustles to it.
So the racism.
But you've also created a world, you, Cal, and Yolanda have created a world where we don't need too many people either. Like, so there's a difference. There's a difference.
That is what we tried to do starting back with our meeting back at PAL, 4 years now ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago, whenever it was.
Yeah.
But I when I heard it, I just couldn't run a story without talking to Matt. I thought it would be disingenuous to the AYF Cmass teams to run that story and not hear the input. I'm going to tell you right now, a person I talked to said to me, Phil, there is 100% definitely some element in our league of racism of teams that do not probably want to play against them because they don't want to play the inner city kids. But that's not the reason predominantly. I'm going to tell you what else they told me. Cam, what up, Cam? Hey, yo, Cam, that above 140 suit you bought, thank you very much. It should be in this week. We got to connect, brother. But they did say to me, Tito, and this is the truth, that the fact that that conversation hit the internet and watching the players and the people that was in it made some of those teams say, why are we even giving them games? Look what they think about us. Do you think that that's right or wrong?
I mean, I think
they have a right to feel like that.
I think when you take the social media, when you take the social media, you can't tell people how to feel. Because some of this stuff shouldn't be taken to social media. And we know some of the things that comes with the travel circuit. What's up, Wes? What's up, Coach Wesley? Some of the things that comes with the travel circuit is the nonsense that comes on social media. And I think social media has divided the space all types of ways in both leagues, whether it's Pop Warner, AYF, if it's independent. I think social media has divided the forces. And now we're all seeing how that's working out because there's people that just for their own personal reasons. And I can't knock the business reasons because we know the business is the business. You know what I mean?
But see, that,
and I
to
know
me,
people want to say,
to me,
people are going to want to say, oh, it shouldn't be a business. It's about the kids. But there's no other walk in life where the business doesn't take over priority. And that's where I think people get confused about when you're thinking about the business part of it. Sometimes the best deals don't get cut. Like they just don't. Because people at all costs, like any other brand, have to protect your brand. And I think people lose sight of that as well. But again, I think there's 3 or 4 parts to this conversation. It's not just one thing. I believe there's many contributing factors to why certain people feel Cmass is racist and why Cmass is not obligated to give them games. There's multiple factors, in my opinion.
Somebody just asked to come on and speak. I'm gonna text you, Tito, because I don't want to be here all day. But listen, man.
Is it somebody that's involved?
Involved? Not necessarily. Not necessarily involved. I wouldn't use the word involved. But listen, we don't have to beat a dead drum. I don't think either side is going to agree, Tito, and we're not going to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about me and you, I'm talking about them. I don't think that they're going to agree. I think that I understand the perspective that the AYF team see it from, because that's the perspective that we saw it from, Tito, when we had leagues Xing us out in Connecticut. Right? We had the very same vibe and feeling when teams was Xing us out. They're justified in their feelings. I did end up speaking with somebody from another league at the time who gave me another perspective. Didn't mean I agree. It was just perspective I haven't thought of. I also understand the perspective after talking to them. That Cmass, the way they're viewing it, isn't from a racist perspective. Though it may come across like that to the other side, which I do understand. Cmass isn't going about this saying we don't want to play minority towns. At least that's what they said to me. How is it the kids' fault though when they're ready to compete? I don't know how to answer that. What exactly are you asking when you say how is it? Are you talking about the kids on the Cmass side or the other side? When you say how is it the kids' fault that they want to? none of it is the kid's fault. To be fair, this is all adult issues. This is not a kid issue. There's no kid in Cmass that's scared to play against a kid over there. This is all adult issues. I made it clear a long time ago that it be the parents that's afraid or the coaches that's afraid to play somebody and lose. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the kids saying, I don't want to play against Hartford, right? It'd be the coaches going, I don't want to play against Hartford. So I don't think it's the kids' fault at all. I think it's the parent, 100%. All right, Tito, that's the last I got to say about it. I'll leave it up to you to finish your piece.
I mean, I read that. I quite don't understand. Well, I mean, it's hard for me to comprehend what it's saying because it's not clear. But
what the comment?
Hold on. They didn't give not one game, according to the source I'm getting, not one. And the New Hampshire game wasn't from them.
The New Hampshire game, put like this. I'm gonna tell you what I have in writing. I don't know if
bring him on because this is he's the one that let's just bring him on real quick so he can speak. Bring him on so he can speak his piece. But tell him he got to be. Let's see if he's on the phone or somewhere where he could talk. Like he got to be present where we can hear him and all that.
I'm just saying that to say the New Hampshire game ain't from them when they're responsible, Tito, for then okay.
I'm texting him and you sending him the link.
I am. It's gonna be on Messenger.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, what's up with my computer, bro? Facebook is not working with me right now. It's coming. Alrighty. All right. Well, all right. So it looked like we're going to get in a deeper conversation about it. Very
because I don't want to be misquoting nobody's words and all that. Like
I'm quoting what I got. I ain't quoting.
Right, and I spoke a little bit what I had, but it happened so briefly that I just rather the story. I rather the information get.
But again,
brought to them the right way.
What he got is he said, she said, right? I mean, it's a perspective. It's not a right or wrong thing. That's my point. Yo, check your messenger. Let's go. Because I just thought that before we run the story, we had a duty to hear both sides on their perspective on why there's no games. I wish someone from Cmass would come on, but I doubt that they'd do that. I really wish someone from Cmass would come on, but I doubt they'd do that. He don't know how to get on, bro. I just told him to hit the link. Hey, listen. All right, we gonna we'll move on. Let's move on. All right. Tito. Let's move on. All right, Tito. This is not a long conversation. This came up because I saw this in the National Pop Warner chat. Some leagues make this decision. Here we go, Tito. If a youth football player play one game for a team, regardless of league, should they be able to switch teams? A lot of teams. Hold on. A lot of teams, and I'll talk about privately what I just received without saying anybody name. But a lot of teams, Tito, a lot of leagues say that soon as a kid play one game with one team, they are not to switch. And they say the reason that they do that is because they don't believe they want to be able to teach kids self-responsibility to eliminate what you be talking about and what about the space and how it's getting rotten. I was talking to the Florida League and they were saying that they don't allow it right after week 1. As soon as you play for another team, it don't matter what team it is, you can't switch. You can't come into their league. You can't go to somebody else in their league. Regardless of national deadlines and rules, they don't allow you to switch. What say you?
I agree with that. I agree with that because we've seen in the last 5 years that become a real issue. Somebody gets on the team that they think may or may not be successful, play a game, it don't work out the way they want it to work out, whether it's playing time or it's the team loses. You'll see come Monday either a mass exodus or players jumping, all the good players winding up on one team with the team that may be favored this year. And I just think it's bad for the space.
Let's pause. Get back. We have our guests that want to speak to the racism in Cmass. So,
who is it? Dodgers?
No.
Oh.
What's up, James? How you doing?
How you guys doing? Listen,
go ahead, real quick.
See, Central Mass did not give Lynn Rams or any of them no New Hampshire. That was in the schedule to do the alliance. Central Mass has given no games to Lynn at all. The second thing is I know for a fact, because I know somebody on their board where they were told that the board, they all came to agreement that they were not going to play any New England Elite Conference teams, not unless it was mandatory playoffs.
That was last year, right?
Anything like that.
That was a meeting last year?
It was when I say last year, I mean after the season was over.
Yeah, I know. Last year, after the season, though. That's what I was just making that clear. All right, so let me ask you a question, James, because I have something in the text message I want to ask you about it. Was Manchester South supposed to play Everett and Man South, and then changed the game, and Everett ended up choosing to play Dorchester? Is that a game that got scheduled? Did that happen?
They played them last week.
Who played last week?
Everett went up to Manchester and played them last week. So
is that a crossover game?
It's not a crossover game. They're in the same alliance. They play the same teams.
Manchester South is in alliance?
An alliance with Connecticut, Mass, Worcester Cowboys. Listen, that they're all in that same coalition.
I was told that, and I could be wrong, that they flexed out the game and that Everett is now playing Dorchester and Manchester South is playing Mattapan. That's a lie then. I'm asking you. I don't know. I'm not over there, bro. You're the AYF guy, supposedly. I'm asking. I'm telling you what a coach is telling me.
I'm telling you.
No, wait. Fix your mic. Whoa. Fix your mic. It sound. Mute yourself and unmute. Sound crazy, like you're underwater.
Get better reception. Go get somewhere where you got better service. Your phone is staticky.
I got an iPhone 16. My service is fine. All my bonds.
It sound crazy, bro.
I know. It
sound like you underwater. It sounds like you're underwater. But go ahead, so we can wrap up. Because I want to get to some of the other topics. I'm not here to be pro or against Central Mass. I don't have no skin in the game. I just don't want to be disingenuous without telling their perspective. I did get an email, though. It says, these baby gangs for a month now. See him advise. For the record, I just want to point out that James Hunt perspective is his own perspective. He is not with he is not with AYF Elite. So his views are his own views and is not representative of the league. The league I wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So James Hunt is saying what he personally feels, not what New England Elite feels. I do think I have not spoken with nobody from New England Elite, so they do not feel like they have not told me that they feel Central Mass is racist. But Tito, let's get back to the other point. I think we can move on from there. What you think? We good?
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
we're never gonna know the truth.
I do believe if a player play, I think that's a great rule. If you play one game with one team, you must stay. Bro, it teaches these kids, choose wisely, do your homework, look into the coach you got. Once you practice for that month and you play that first game, you don't go nowhere. I love that rule. I love the rule. I can't lie. I heard it and I'm like, yo, that's dope.
I like it too. I mean, I think it cleans up a lot of the nonsense. It cleans up a lot of the hood hopping. It cleans up a lot of just the jumping and the formulation of super teams. I think it would balance out the ecosystem.
Somebody, I was talking to an OG in the game when I was out in Mount Hope, and we was having a discussion about how, like back in the day when he and I had wars, and I mean football wars, right? Like not wars. We actually had never played against each other, but organizational wars, and we were talking about how now should it a lot of teams get respect from stacking a team and winning and not really having a bunch of homegrown kids, right? You got a bunch of kids thrown together, and a lot of teams get credit for that. It's cool if they do. If they don't, I could care less. But
how many times we've seen this play out many times? That's usually a 1-year situation, and then it usually implodes the next year when the ultimate goal is not met. We've seen it happen how many times? Where that's never a long-term sustainable model. It's just not. It's not sustainable because it's hard to keep all those people happy. It's like when you put too much talent on one team, I could almost guarantee you 9 out of 10 times that team will not make it through the season as the way it started week 1. Just what we're talking about here. When there's too much talent on the team, that team is not the same team week 1 that you'll see week 7 or 8.
And for the record, Destiani, we are doing the rankings, and we do have 8U rankings coming up. But well, Tito, we've seen programs get ruined from stacking it.
The super team, the super team will kill a program.
The super team have destroyed programming.
Programs, right? Programs, like proud programs too. Proud programs, programs with tons of history. Tons of history.
In the next couple years, we're going to see some. This is my perspective looking at the landscape. In the next 3 years, there will be some powerful programs that we will say, what the hell happened to them? I see it right now happening. In about 2 years, there's going to be some programs that's a lot braggy, that's not even around, Tito, or that's so bummed out, they're not even going to be relevant anymore. A lot of programs can't foresee that type of situation. So oftentimes, Tito, let's bring it to this. I did a video and I said, we the program. And I still pop my shit and I still stand by what I said. We show up, we leave 6-2, 7-1, 8-0. Y'all show up, y'all got one team run out with flags. The rest of y'all get wiped off the map. The difference is, Tito, I foresee it programmatically. I try my best to foresee what's happening in the landscape of youth football and what changes I need to make sure we stay at the forefront of this thing.
Listen, just in the last 3 years, we've seen the super team go to programs that usually don't have those type of teams, have their little run. Next year, they're not even around. We've seen it happen in the last 3 years with certain programs that done that, where they go all out on these 1 or 2 teams, try to bring the whole consortium of talent. It don't work out the way you want it to work out. Now you're down the team next year, and this program is never to be heard from again. We've seen it happen many times over the course of 25 years.
Right.
It's just not a sustainable way to build an organization. I'm not talking about a team. I'm talking about an organization. I think people confuse that a lot of times.
And so I think that, see, if anybody watches my social media, and maybe you do, maybe you don't. I have a lot of people that do. You never hear me talk about my team. You don't see me post my score when I win or when I lose. You don't see me talk junk and say 38 donut when I win, 20-0 weekly donut when I lose. I don't typically talk about my team, but I do talk about my program. Because top to bottom, what we ended off. So we ended off 5-3 this week. See, the funny part about this is this, Tito, and I told you this. We don't lose so much. Let me rephrase that. We lose so rarely that when we lose, it's all over the internet. My boy from New Haven hit me up. I don't know. Tell me if I can say your name. He's watching. And he said, yo, what's going on, bro? Y'all only lost games. Y'all name is all over the internet. Everybody got something to say. This is crazy. All I see is Hartford. And I said, of course. That's it. That's the plan. The plan is to be so relevant that a loss does matter to them that much. They're never gonna post when we win, Tito. Did anybody post when we left Jersey 5-1? Did anybody post we left week 1 7-1 and week 2 7-1? No. Bro. 5-3 is what they post. And I told them that's what I plan for. I believe the Jerry Jones method, bro. As long as we're in somebody's mouth, we're winning the game at youth football. At least the Hartford Hurricanes is, not me personally. I get nothing. But the program stays at the forefront of these changes. I look at other programs that's winning. Don't think for a second when I see programs that's doing well out there, I don't steal something from y'all. Oh, damn well I do. I have stole marketing tactics from some of y'all. I looked at how y'all devised some of y'all teams and what y'all did to be strategic. I snatched the pieces that made sense at Hartford. We implemented that. I told you I did my best to have the best head coaches, top to bottom at every level in the region. I'm trying to do that. All of this stuff is by design. And too often, it is said that, yo, listen, I'm going to be honest, Tito. Most of the Hartford Hurricane coaches, nobody knows. They don't comment on social media. Bro, you don't see dudes don't know who Coach Boots is. Coach Boots been coaching since 2009 with the Hartford Hurricanes. Went to Florida a bunch of times. Nobody knows who he is. They know when they see him.
Boots been with you longer than that. Boots was with you in the Hartford.
Oh, yeah. We started together 2002. We every year I've been coaching, he's been with me. Right? Not even always on the same staff. But here's the thing, dog. The truth of the matter is, T, he ain't on social media popping. Nobody knows who most of the Hurricane coaches are. Right? Nobody know who they know you, they know me, they know Coach Fred, maybe Mike Milner. Outside of that group, I don't really think
Larry Myers too. Larry Myers.
Oh, Larry Myers and Deshaun.
In that presence.
Larry Myers have a strong following. And well, I mean, you know, they probably got one of the best teams in the nation. So clearly, yeah, Larry Myers, my bad. But I was talking about people from way back then. But right, Larry Myers, like up today, maybe 5 coaches in the Hurricanes they know. 6 if you pushing it.
Right, and you got what, 50 coaches, 60 coaches? How many you bought?
Volunteers coaching, bro. Right. They don't know. That's designed. Our coaches aren't out there chatty patty and all over the internet. But you would feel like we are, Tito, because when we lose, it's throw the whole podcast away. Because it means something to them to beat us. And it should. We don't lose. I've lost 3 football regular season games since 2020. It's supposed to matter to y'all when I lose a regular season game. Right? That is when you lift your bar of your program to that point, and this is for everybody out there. If you lift the bar to your program to the point where if you lose a regular season game, that it becomes the hot topic of other grown men's social media pages, you're winning. You're winning, bro. It matters. You know why, Tito? When they lose, nobody says nothing. It's expected. Yo, I told my kids
I mean, there's the part of it that cats need to attach to us for their own self-relevancy. That's clear. That's how we've created a whole community of trolls that follow us. That, you know,
trolling is great. Hit the like button, by the way. Look, y'all. Yeah. Even the trolls. Let me.
Where the troll babies at? Where the troll babies at?
Where the rat at? Where was it? Mouse or rat or something?
The troll, but where the troll babies at?
No,
posting anonymously, Courtney. But just to finish the thing though. Yeah, I do like the one.
I told my kids that if I'm not talking to you, if I'm not correcting you and I'm not on you, then I don't care about you. Right. Similar to when you're not doing what you need to do in school. If they're not on us, Tito, and they're not talking about us, and they're not holding the Hartford Hurricanes accountable for our losses, then we ain't doing what we're supposed to do. Go ahead, I'll let you talk.
I agree, but I wanted to just close out the topic that I do absolutely like the you play a game, now you're stuck there idea. I didn't want to lose sight of that.
Yeah, I wonder.
That's something that you may want to take to the national meeting next year, and I think that cleans a lot of things up.
Yeah, I like that idea. Even if nationals don't adopt it, I love that idea as a league. I love that idea. One, it holds coaches, youth, and parents all accountable. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
In the immediate, it'll be a little sting, right? But over the long term, I think a parent will be thankful because now they'll do their insight and they'll do their homework, and before they do something, they'll make sure, is this the right program for my child? Not, I'm going to play with Tito a little bit. I'm going to play with Phil over here a little bit. I'm going to go over here and play with Jaquel a little bit. Then I'm going to go over here and play with Coach Sean a little bit. And then I figure out where I want to go, being out and played on 3 different teams, all because they said the national deadline is this date. I like what I read on that. I think it was a league out of Florida that did that. And I love that idea. And maybe that's something I could bring to our league and ask them if it's an idea that we could vote in. Because I actually like that idea of holding people accountable to the decisions they make. You don't get the right for the rest of your life to get mad with a coach and just leave the team. You can't do it in college. You can leave at the end of the season. You can't do it in the NFL. You're contracted, right? You sign a contract in Pop Warner. You pay your money. You should have to stay. It's contractual. Let's start the parents and the youth on that pathway to understanding your contractual obligations, not being a quitter all of a sudden because you want to go a different direction. Because to me, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. And if you sell a kid an idea and you don't uphold, then that's on a coach as well. So now coaches got to be held accountable for not breaking these kids' hearts and lying to them, or telling them or promising them something that they can't deliver. Why can't we show?
I agree with you, Mark.
It's about the kids and not us. True. I agree.
Yeah, but we're in the era that everybody got to be, look at me, look what I'm doing. I mean, we got a whole bunch of them dudes in New England that, they got to find relevancy on social media. So they got to attach the shit even when they ain't a part of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I will hope that I will hope that we can all try to change the tide in that. Now, look, some of it is never going to work. And I'm going to tell you why, Tito. There are some coaches that's only going to win when they got a stacked team. Don't matter what nobody say, and they're going to get their props, and they can run around and say, I never lost a game in 4 years. So I never lose. I always win. I win. I always win. Is there anyone on this earth that can challenge me? That's my favorite movie, by the way. That's Superman 2. Y'all don't know that. That's how old I am. Man, dudes transferring mid-season in college. It is what it is. Ty, you would say that because that's what you into, but you're not a league administrator. You're a coach. I expect coaches to feel like they want to do what they want to do. There is nobody transferring mid-season in college and playing football. That's false. So
I think the kid from UCLA just tried to do. I think the Nico Lamavani kid.
It doesn't matter. But even if they're doing it, what we saying is that's not reality. No, that's not life.
No, yeah,
right?
Not.
Like meeting your obligations to the team you are asked to do. That's what it is. It ain't no. It is what it is. In this space, if you start accepting it is what it is, this space is no longer good.
No, it's not, and it's not what we. Again,
it is what it is.
It's not what we're supposed to be doing.
It's not a youth football space thing. That's not a words that we want to hear.
Not what we're. It's not a reality now, though. It's not a reality now.
It's not a reality because all it has to do is the league can change the rules. Then that becomes a reality.
That's it.
Right? Like,
no
if the league change the rule, it's no longer the reality. You're right, though. It is the reality under the current rule structure. What we're saying is there's leagues out there in the same national league that we are that don't have that rule structure. And there was some conversation, and me personally, I thought it was a great idea. I think it holds people accountable. You know, I wasn't saying you was agreeing. I was saying that the is what it is part. You can't evolve if everything is what it is. That was my point to that. I don't think we got to stand on it is what it is. But Tito, let's do what probably 90% of the people is here is looking for. And let's do the Shakeup in New England, Pop Warner, and the rankings.
Start with AU.
Shakeup.
Start with AU and work the other way.
In New England, Pop Warner is coming. It's coming. Y'all ready? Called Get Ready, Tito. Our producer. Hear that beat? Me and Tito gonna drop a diss track with all y'all. Let's have rap battles.
Top drop back. Go ahead, pop that. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Let's do it.
That sounded like you too.
That wasn't me though. But let's go. AU, number 4 team in the region. We are going to stand on bid. Wait. AU, number 1 team. Nope, number 4 team in the region. We are going with the Edgewood Eagles. They are in the same spot. Nothing has changed. Give Edgewood a hand. At number 3, we're going with the Bloomfield Junior Warhawks. I believe they're still undefeated. Shout out to Bloomfield. At number 2, we got our boy Son out there. He's still winning football games. Shout out to Son. The West Haven Seahawks. And at number 1, your very own homegrown, sincerely the program, the Hartford Hurricanes. That's your top 5 teams, Tito. I'm going to post it right now in the chat for people to have. Boom. Boom. I agree, Coach. One loss during the season won't define you. You lost the game last year, still won the Natty, and today you're the number 2 team in the nation.
Well, he was still in the Natty. Still in the Natty. You saying he was still in the Natty? He lost the Natty.
He lost the Natty, and he the number 2 team in the nation right now. All right, at 9U, let's get to it. At number 5, your very own Lowell. I don't know what their mascot is. You know what Lowell mascot is?
No, but Lowell, Massachusetts, obviously. I mean, I know that. Lowell, I know it's Lowell, Massachusetts. I know it's
Lowell, Mass. I don't know the mascot. Anyway, at number 8, the next 3 teams are Hurricanes. Let that sink in. At number 4 is your Lawrence Hurricanes out of Northeast Mass. At number 3, the number 3 team in New England, Pop Warner at 9U is your very own, the program again. Coach Fred, shout out to Coach Boots, Coach Rich, Coach Malik, Coach Chris, Coach everybody. Shout out to the Hartford Hurricanes. They are at your number.
They got Coach Wheelo. Wheelo's on that staff.
Wheelo, yup, Coach Wheelo.
Wheelo's on that staff. Omega Sun. Omega Sun's on that staff.
Malik. Yep. We got Chris out there.
Coach Fred.
Coach Fred, yeah, he's doing this thing. Y'all better watch out. At number 2 team in New England, Hamden Hurricanes. Shout out to Hamden. Heard y'all was in a dog fight. 0-0 at halftime, but dog fights create dogs. Good stuff. New Haven played them tough. They ended up with the win 19-0. Shout out to Hamden. And your number 1 team that got to stop talking and everybody comments, but you number 1 and y'all calling yourself the standard, you better uphold it, is your very own Boston Raiders, number 1 team in New England. At 10U, we had a shakeup. Somebody got knocked out, Tito. We had a shakeup. Somebody got knocked out. At number 5, we're going with the Dartmouth Indians. I got word, Tito. Dartmouth is undefeated, thanks to Mark. Over in Risma, they doing their thing. They haven't lost. That's a good shot. Dartmouth Indians at number 5. At number 4, your very own West Elmwood Intruders. Week 1, they didn't up having a game. The last 2 weeks, I think they put up 45 points a week ago. West Elmwood looked good. Shout out to West Elmwood. Number 3, moving up. I think it might be the smallest town in New England or maybe even in the nation. Your very own, the East Bay
Warriors.
Shout out to Mark and them boys from the East Bay doing their thing. Y'all got lobster rolls out there.
Bro, that's three. That's 3 Rhode Island teams. 3 out of the top 5 is Rhode Island teams.
We haven't even said the other 2.
Oh, 4. They're gonna be 4.
Said the other 2.
Gonna be 4.
The number 2 team in the region is your very own, out of Southern Connecticut, Pop Warner, the Danbury Trojans. Shout out to Danbury and the number 1 team in the nation. Not the nation.
New England.
In New England is your very own Mount Hope Cowboys. That's your 5. That's your 5. We'll put it up. Dartmouth, West Elmwood.
4 to 5. 4 to 5 are out of Rhodey. 4 out of 5 are out of Rhodey.
Out of Rhode Island. Out of Rhode Island.
That's
out of
huge.
Rhode Island.
That's huge. That's huge for us, bro. That's huge.
That is big.
That's
big.
huge.
Let's go to 11U. We're going to start with the number 5 team. Again, Danbury Trojans. Number 4, Bill Ricker got 2 teams, but we're going to go with the Bill Ricker Scouts on this one. Based on the scores, they seem to be putting up a little bit more. Number 3, I got a little shakeup, Tito. Now, I had West Haven at number 2. I'm moving them down to number 3. Here's why. They didn't lose. But I personally got information.
They got some major setbacks.
They had some major setbacks with injuries.
Injury-wise, yeah. The injury bug.
They're coming up against some of the hardest part of their schedule with possibly without some of their best players. And so Dartmouth is out of Mass, Tito. They said Dartmouth Indians is out of Mass.
Dartmouth's out of Mass. All right.
And West Haven is coming up to some of the hardest part of their schedule without some of their best players. So they may stumble a little bit before they could get their grippings back. We don't know. We'll have to see. The rest of the kids got to step up. But at number 3, we going with the West Haven Seahawks. At number 2, shout out to my boy Wes. Waterbury Patriots at number 2. Waterbury for moving up in the second slot. And the number 1 team remains Rodney Myers, the New Britain Junior Canes. He's doing this thing. Shout out to Rodney. Shout out to Rodney Myers. Keep up doing your thing, brother. Team is not going to be easy to beat. 12U, Tito. We had some shakeups. At 12U, some people got knocked out the box. So here we got it. At 12U, Tito, another undefeated team out of South Massachusetts. Dartmouth Indians, Tito, they're 3-0. They've been putting up some good scores. Dartmouth Indians. At number 4, we are going to go with the Stratford Renegades. They have won some big games. They beat Mount Hope. They beat Danbury. They won some big games. Stratford, you're the number 4 team in the region. Number 3 team in the region is the Bloomfield Junior Warhawks. We'll see if Bloomfield real or not soon, but shout out to Bloomfield. The number 2 team in the region is the Edgewood Eagles out of Rhode Island. Shout out to Edgewood. And I think right now, Tito, is not close. I think New Haven has shown themselves to be a clear separate in this category so far, at least score-wise, in the way that they've been performing. I haven't looked. I don't know everybody they play. I don't know if it's opponents or I mean, obviously it's them. They're good. But shout out to New Haven. Y'all remain the number 1 team. Until somebody beat you, you will remain number 1 in New England. 13U. This is an interesting category. At number 5, we're going with the Lawrence Hurricanes. At number 4, we're going with the Milford Eagles. Number 2, number 3. That was number 4, Milford. Number 3, Bloomfield Junior Warhawks. Don't say to me, oh, you switched them. No, I didn't. Remember, Tito had Bloomfield number 2. I had Manchester number 2. That was our only discrepancy. I'm keeping Manchester there, Tito, mainly because they went down to Florida. And to me,
like today, I lobby for Lawrence to be number 4 because I believe Lawrence should be number 4, but
right.
That will pay their Phil's rankings. I defer to him on the rankings.
Let's keep going. The number 2 team, we're going to keep the Manchester Redhawks there. But look at some big games coming up. You got Hartford, Bloomfield, Manchester, Hartford, Manchester. You got all of those games taking place. So just like college football happening, we got some big games happening this week. And so we're still going to see what happens. At the number 2 team is the Manchester Redhawks. And then at number 1, I don't know why people keep picking on the team, why people keep trying to put battery in the back. But my age in this sport tells me when I look at a team that's as talented, well-coached, and running like a well-oiled machine, like the Hartford Hurricanes 13U, you don't put a battery in the coaches or the kids' back. You let them simmer, you stay away, you do your homework, and you show up to play. But that ain't been happening to them from other teams. The number 1 team in the region, to me, the most impressive team I've seen of any division so far is the Hartford Hurricanes 13U team. Shout out to Larry Myers. Shout out to Cole. Shout out to Coach Clint. Shout out to Coach Jose. Who else? Shout out to all the coaches on the
Coach Ike. The team moms, Jerry, Liz, Shamir. We catch an earful if we don't mention them.
Yeah. Jerry's still gonna say something we should have said. I'm posting all of these rankings right now, y'all. I'm posting the rankings right now. R-A-T. It's going to look crazy when it hit, but I'll post it a little clearer. But that's the rankings. That's all the rankings for everybody. And, yeah, Tito, I think that we got some good games coming up in New England soon. I think we're going to have we got Hartford and Danbury this week. Those are good games. They may not be ranked games, but those are quality.
Good. Division 1 games, a quality Division 1 game.
D1 games. What other big game? Any big games this week y'all got out there? I need to start saying I need to do game of the week. I gotta dig deeper. A lot of people aren't putting out.
So I got Murderers Row from here on out every week.
Yeah, you do. That was all by design, by the way. Trying to give Hartford the deadliest road on every level as possible. Because to be honest, you can't play football. Talk about the Mount Hope 10U game. Well, I'll do that. Mount Hope and Hartford came out. It was a banger. We showed up. They did an onside kick. We stopped them. They did an onside kick, got the ball. We showed up. We stopped them. We went down, scored, and missed the
bro,
extra
you're doing
point.
somebody's scouting report for them. You're not reading this, bro. You're doing somebody's job for them, bro. Sounds like this is.
I'm not. No. See, so what's probably happening, Tito, right? When people troll, I entertain it. They know I'm the 10U coach that we lost. So I'll entertain them because there's no need to get emotional. I've been in this game too long to get emotional.
No, I just didn't want you to give them. I didn't want you to give them.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. So then we scored. Basically, the game was played on Mount Hope's side of the ball for the whole rest of the game, right? And then they punched it in with like 3 minutes left in the game.
Bro, but I don't understand people. Mount Hope is one of the historically proven.
They sons plays for the 10U Cowboys, so it's a way of trying to rub it in my face, is why they asked.
Bro,
and so
let me
finish. They got the extra point. They were up. We were out of timeouts by that time because we used the timeouts to get the ball back. We got the ball. They dropped the they basically played the cover 4, which was smart to do. One play, we thought we had the first down. We came up a yard short. We had to spike it. We didn't get the first down. Mount Hope won 7-6. Good football game. They came out on top. Go ahead, Tito. I just wanted to finish that.
Well, what I was going to say is I don't know why people are so shocked that you go into Mount Hope, and especially they have a real home field community vibe to it. They're a quality football program. They've been around for many years at the top of their game. I don't know why people are acting like Mount Hope ain't one of the top tier programs. And we ain't talking about 1-2 teams. A top program in New England over decades. And they've constantly been a good program. So I don't know why it shocks people that people will go in there and you might catch one. You might catch one over there. Don't matter who it is.
Hey, Mike Banks, hopefully it made you guys hopefully we came out, we played, we made you guys better. I know that game definitely made us better. And, at the end of the day, we moved on. We took the L. We had to get back to the drawing board.
Shout out to the Perry family. Shout out to the Perry family and Mount Hope Cowboys. Yeah. They've kept that program relevant for a long time, and it don't matter which variation of them you play. It's always going to be a war when you go out there to Mount Hope.
It was all love. I want to shout out Mount Hope. Mount Hope gave all of our kids hot dogs. There's no place you show up and they feed your kids. Like, they gave our kids hot dogs for free. You know what I'm saying? After the game. And that I appreciated that. I know early on they did. After it rained and all that, I don't know if it got wacky. But early on, they fed our 6, U7, U8, U9, etc. And so shout out to Mount Hope for that. But yeah, so that's your rankings, Tito.
Yeah,
that's
C-Conk,
what it is.
somebody saying we need to put C-Conk at AU.
I'm glad. I've been looking for a 15. So I'm going to make C-Conk number 5. Because I don't get information out of their
C-Conk's out of where? That's out of road.
You're 5. Edgewood's 4. Bloomfield's 3. West Haven's 2. Hartford Hurricanes is 1. And Hartford Hurricanes, they got to play better. They had a tough game. New Canaan, kick your head, and they give you steak.
After the game, he said they give you a steak. He said New Canaan, when they kick your head and they offer you a steak after the game.
Word? Yeah, New Canaan won a scrimmage. I'll come to you. We'll bring the program out to New Canaan if they're giving out steak. We got hot dogs. They giving out steak out in Fairfield County. Good Lord. Anyway, listen. Everybody around the nation been saying, when is the updated rankings coming out? Monday, we're going to release national rankings. We're going to start with 10 and make our way up. So you can expect
Seacox, Massachusetts. I always thought that was Rhode Island. Wow, I would have had that in Rhode Island.
Oh, Seaconk is Mass.
Yeah.
Well, it's called RISMA, right? I think that's Rhode Island, Southern Massachusetts.
Yeah. But I always thought I see the Seacock sign when I'm in Rhode Island. Obviously we're participating in the spring. I'm always in Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I see that sign all the time. I always put it with Rhode Island for some reason. I never thought it was in Massachusetts. I got you. Thank you for the insight, Blevins.
Is it? It must be on the border, huh? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, I have no idea, but thank you for the info. And listen, the more people that give us info, the more those rankings could be more realistic. I mean, we do the best with what we can find.
Hey guys,
we need information.
Inbox us privately the scores, or if y'all get email rankings from your league and scores, just send them in our inbox. We ain't using them to do nothing other than try to keep these rankings somewhat in perspective, right? Like, we had teams that was ranked that was lost, but we didn't know they lost. We had thought they had won. We don't really get to know. I know Southern is posting theirs on the site. Ours is on the site. Northeast Mass is on the site, but I don't. RISMA is kind of like out in no man's land, so we're gonna need information to get some of the information out of RISMA. So whenever you get a chance, please send it to us. Yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, Tito, I'm done, bro. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. RISMA's is actually up right now. I checked earlier, it's up. Let me share. I think this is right, Tito. I think this is up right now. It looked like week 1, 2, and 3. Yep. At the AU division, Seekonk is 3-0. Edgewood is 3-0. Middletown is 3-0. 10U, Dartmouth, we ranked them. Old Rochester at 12U. Might have to keep an eye on them, D2. And at 8, Dayton Rehoboth at 3-0.
We've seen Old Rochester before, right? They were in it a couple years ago, weren't they?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
They were in the New England Finals.
That might be the same team. Wasn't they at 10U?
No, I think they played their 12U played West Haven, I think 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, over there in Manchester. Okay. Before the year that I played Waterbury in the state championship, they played before us. It was Old Rochester, West Haven, I believe. I
know Dayton Rehoboth 14U, I heard is really good. They went out and beat Boston and handled them.
Yeah, Larry, I heard that game was a barn burner. I'm surprised Killenly pulled it out because Bishop Hendrickson out of Rhode Island is the real deal. The real deal. I'm surprised Killenly pulled that out.
Huh? This won't work, Mike. We've talked about this 1,000 times. We're a community-based football program in New England. I tell y'all what, though. How about we take the All-Star game teams and use those as travel teams? I think if we do that, that'll be dope.
Well, we got to get Rody in the mix.
He was undefeated last year.
You would have to get Rody in the mix for that.
What?
That means All-Star games turns into All-Star weekend. We would have to get Rhode Island in the mix to do that.
Well, I was talking about the Mass Connecticut. When you play, you take the 25. Now take the top 25 from that level,
right?
And take that on the road. I think that we could come. I even thought that even Connecticut alone, our teams could. That 13U team that we had in Connecticut with the staff and the team, I think we could have competed nationally. I think the 12U team that we had just on the Connecticut side could have also competed nationally. I do believe that. Hey, Mike, you know what this would be dope? To put a team together and jump into UIFL. They do an open bracket that anybody could jump into. Maybe that's something that could be talked about. If you could find coaches and we could plan that early enough, there could be a team Connecticut that jumps in it. That's the only all-star bracket right now, Tito, I believe, that could be jumped into, right?
Well, they got an open bracket. I believe AYF may have an open bracket, but that Naples, that's too far for me.
They got, at least we could be in the Orlando area.
Yeah, Plant City's as far as I'm going because it keeps us right outside of the O. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, it's your boy PH, the Prez, Mr. Above 140. I want to thank y'all. Can y'all do me a favor, bro? It don't cost y'all a thing. Can y'all please hit the like button? Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. It's your boy PH, the Prez, Mr. Above 140. I love my new merch, y'all. Y'all see it? Above 140. And it says, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. Let me handle
it's
my
your boy,
business.
Coach Career, the General. 860 Army next week.
Next week, we are out. National rank is coming. If you rank nationally, you might see yourself there. Peace. We got a fun-filled show tonight.
I met a boy today.
It's your boy, Coach Career, the General. 860 Army.
She loving my style every time I'm.
You ain't need more money, Tito. You could have just invited 6 or 8 you down to nationals.
I'm around.
When certain people don't get their way or they feel slighted, they feel like they have a right to call us and voice their opinion. You don't.
We locked the
I've never removed a staff to allow a staff to move up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Now everybody's a personal trainer. We know who the originals are, but now if you look, you can find them in every town.